Guys and girls, it's know it time!
Alright, so today's lesson, I'm going to teach you about, really, x and y intercepts. When you did your homework, there were a lot of questions on x and y intercept. I haven't really even went over x and y intercepts with you yet, but now I'm going to teach you because I think now's the right time. X and y intercepts. So guys and gals, it's know it time. Your favorite time of the day. Here's how it works. I drew a rough sketch before, and I showed you what the x and y intercept was. Okay. So let's draw. After this test, some of you say, Miss Snow, this is how I'm feeling right now. And we label this as your x-intercept. And we label this as y-intercept. X-intercept, y-intercept. So that's all we're going to do, x and y-intercept. But the problem was, I didn't teach you how to find it. I just showed you what they were, and some of you had to take guesses, say, well, this looks like around 3 point something. This looks like, but what's the proper way of finding x and y-intercept? So I'm going to show you how to do this now. How to find x and y-intercept. The whole concept of finding how to find x and y-intercept lies in the definition of x and y-intercept. So let's start with something simple right now, x-intercept. If it's an x-intercept, if it's an x-intercept, think about the value of y. Y must always be something. 0, just like your test score. Oh, me and my lame Joe's gonna get me fired one day. X. If it's an x-intercept, y must, there's no exceptions to this rule, be 0. Okay? Because I can show you based on my graph. If it's an x-intercept, y will always be 0. No questions asked. I don't even have to think about it. Y-intercept. If it's a y-intercept, it's a y-intercept, x must be, or what must x be? 0. Guys, so far it's pretty simple. But now let's work with the equations and some numbers. I'm going to give you an equation. Y equals to 2, open bracket, x squared, x minus 2 squared minus 4. First of all, I just want to do a very quick I want you to draw a rough sketch for me, please. Rough sketch. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do a proper sketch in a second. But for now, just do a rough sketch. So take a minute and just roughly sketch this out. You should be able to tell me the vertex just by looking at this, because everything has to do with the vertex. All your work. Ruby, what's the vertex going to be? 2, -4 is correct. So let's do, why don't we do a rough sketch right now? 2, -4. I'm going to guess 2, -4 is here. And let's just draw this graph. Only problem is, I don't know what the exact point to my x and y intercept is. So let's do the math behind this. X-intercept. We'll start off with the y-intercept first. It's the easiest one. Y-int. So write your equation again. Y equals to 2x minus 2 squared minus 4. Guys, if it's a y-intercept, x must be a certain number. Sub it in and solve for y for me, please. I'm going to pause it and let you have some fun on your own. Serena, what did you let x be? 0 is correct. So let's let x be 0. Y equals to 2 times 0 minus 2 squared minus 4. Take a minute and multiply all this out and work it from here. If you did this correctly, you should have y equals to 4. So which means my graph crosses the y-axis right around here. And that should be around 4. Okay. That's what that means. So that's 4 right there. 4. Okay. Here comes the fun part. X-intercept. And this is where it gets students in trouble. So I'm going to rewrite my equation again. No tricks. Y equals to 2, open bracket, x minus 2 squared minus 4. Guys, gals, I'm going to pause this again, and I'll let you figure out x on your own. We know y has to be 0, because that's what I taught you. So let's go 0 equals to 2 times x minus 2 squared minus 4. I'll give you a few. So I walked around, and I hear different answers of 3.4 and point, what was it, Sammy? Point what? 5.6. I don't know who's right yet, so let's just do it slowly. So guys, this goes back to probably grade 9 algebra. Let's move the minus 4 over. Okay? Again, nothing too bad. So that becomes 4 equals to 2x minus 2 squared. Now, I'm going to bring this 2 over by just simply dividing by 2. So this becomes 2 equals to x minus 2 squared. Okay. Again, just basic algebra, nothing hard. Lavraj, how do I get rid of the square? Back in grade 10, opposite of square is? Square root. So let's square root the other side. Here's where I guarantee you're going to make mistakes. Divya, what's the square root of 2? Sorry? You can use your calculator. Square root of 2 is? Oh, square root of 2, punch in your calculator. Sorry? Square root of 2 is not 2. Try again. That's where you went wrong. 1.41 is not correct. What's the square root of 2? 1.41? Even worse, no. Oh, 1.4. Oh, why did you say so? No, so wrong. Jessica, what's the square root of 2? No. The reason why 90% of you got this wrong, only Sammy got this correct, is because you were trained incorrectly in elementary school. When you were in elementary school, your teacher taught you the wrong way how to square root. Kid you not. In grade 8, your teacher taught you the wrong way. Except if you were in my class, you were taught the right way. Now, the square root of, what's the square root of 4? Square root of 4 is your teacher said, well, come up with two numbers, multiply by itself, that gives you 4. And allowed you to say, hey, that's 2. 2 is actually not the right answer for square root of 4. Because 2, but allowed you to say, Mr. No, but 2 times 2 is 4, which is correct. But there's another answer. What else times itself gives you 4? Negative 2. So how many answers are there? 2. So the square root of 4 is plus... Square root of 4 is actually plus... Come on, my ink. Where's my ink? Minus 1.41, I believe. So let's just try that again. You have to have two solutions. That's why it crosses the graph twice. That's why when you draw it out, it's like, oh, that's why it crosses twice. Square root of 2. 1.41 equals to x minus 2. Okay, when you square root something, so let's write this down. This is where you were taught wrong in elementary school. When you square root a number, square root a number, there will be two answers. In grade 12, it works. They will use a lot of this. there will be 2 answers. Okay. No exceptions whatsoever, 2 answers. When you square root a number, there will be 2 answers. Positive, negative. Remember that. Okay. So you can go back to elementary school, find your grade 7 teacher, and said, hey, you taught me incorrectly. So guys and gals, so now let's do case 1. See, I'm going to do this twice. Case 1, I'm going to use a positive form. 1.41 equals to x minus 2. See, I'm using a positive case. Case 2. Guess what case 2 is going to be? Negative 1.41 equals to x minus 2. Guys, gals, I want you to solve for x in each case. And this is the exact reason why you have 2 answers. That's why when we said your graph crosses twice. Okay. So again, nothing too bad. I'm just going to take my time, use basic algebra here and there. X equals to 3.41 is correct. I'm going to do the exact same thing for case 2. X equals to, so let's punch in our calculator. Negative 1.414 plus 2, bada bing, 0.586. So it'll be 0.586. So that's my answer. So when we go back to my graph that you drew in the beginning, let's go back to my sketch. I knew I kind of sketched this graph wrong because my x-intercept here, so let's go back and label right now. That should be at 3.41. Okay. This point, in theory, should have been at 0.586. When I drew a rough sketch, I didn't care about my x and y intercepts. Now I do. Now I'm going to push you to the next level where you got to be more precise. Before I said was draw a quick sketch. And we didn't care about x and y, we just wanted to see what the graph looks like. The reason why I want to show you what the graph looks like is, I want to show you how many x-intercepts you have. So you know when you find the x-intercepts, that's exactly how many you have. Try this one. Y equals to negative 3, open bracket, x plus 4 squared minus 6. I'm going to ask you to do a few things. A, I'm looking for y-intercept. B, I'm looking for x-intercept. C, I'm looking for your vertex. And finally, D, I'm looking for your sketch based on all these information. Now your graph is going to be a bit more accurate because I'm giving you more points to work with. Guys, gals, I'm going to pause it, let you try this on your own. I'm going to walk around, and if you need help. So, for most of you, the y-intercept is the easiest one to do. The x-intercept is what's getting people in trouble. I'm going to start with the y-intercept. Y equals to negative 3. Now, I'm going to let x be 0. 0 plus 4 squared minus 6. Now, a lot of people are asking me to know, should I move the 6 over and the negative 3 over? You don't, because I'm solving for y. So all I'm going to do is just sub this in my calculator and punch in slowly. This gives you negative 3 times 16 minus 6. That gives you negative 54. That's it. Voila. Now, x-intercept, that's where the fun part begins. The x-intercept is a bit tricky. I'm going to show you why. Because a lot of you want 0 equals to negative 3 times x plus 4 squared minus 6. When you move the 6 over, see, I'm going to do this nice and slow in case you're lost. 6 equals to negative 3 times x plus 4 squared. Now we're going to bring the minus 3 over. You do this by dividing by negative 3. And here's where the issue comes. Negative 2x plus 4 squared. you square root both sides. And the moment you punch in square root of -2, that's where I started getting people asking me a lot of questions. Go ahead and punch in square root of -2 in your calculator. It says error is correct. It says error. That means it doesn't exist. If it doesn't exist, why doesn't it exist? Yep, Serena? Because your graph's upside down. How many x-intercepts are there in your graph? None. My graph, if I ask you, go ahead, draw a rough sketch of this right now, without even thinking about anything else. Draw a rough sketch. When I draw a rough sketch, okay, -4, -6. The graph is facing upside down. Look, it's never going to cross the x-axis. That's why this just shows you, look, it's impossible for you to have an x-intercept. So x-intercept, none. My vertex will be at -4, -6. V is -4, -6. Finally, my sketch, when you sketch this out, I have my y-intercept now. So let's be a bit more accurate this time. -4, -6, I'm going to say is right around here, maybe. My y-intercept is going to be at -54. I'm going to say that's -54. Since I don't have a proper grid, I'm going to play the guessing game. And, 54? It is 54. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a nice little sketch. Draw a very, very nice sketch. And that's what my graph looks like. This is how we find the x and y intercept. I'm going to give you another, I'm going to teach you a few more and then give you some practice things. X-intercept is also known, it's also referred to, referred to as 0. Okay. It's also referred to as 0. So when they ask you find the 0 of the solution, what they're really looking for is find the x-intercept. Here's the question. They say find, or they're going to say the solution. Find the solution, find the 0. It all means the same thing. It means when one side is equal to x, the other side is equal to 0. So I'm going to give you a question. Let's see if you can figure this one out. X squared plus 10x plus 4 equals to 0. Okay, it says find the solution. See, look, this used to be a y, but now it's a 0, which means just find the x-intercept. How would you solve for this? Go for it. I'm going to pause it, let you have some fun. So when I walked around, a lot of you say, hey, can I try to factor this? And you realize you can't factor this. So let's, first of all, I only taught you one technique so far. This is called solve by completing the square. Because that's the only technique I taught you. Solve by completing a square. This is in standard form. We can't work with it yet, so let's get rid of it. And I'm going to quickly do this because you should be able to figure it out on your own. This gives you x squared plus 10x plus 25 minus 25 plus 4. That gives you x plus 5 squared minus 21 equals to 0. See, find the 0, find the solution, find the x-intercept. They all mean the exact same thing. Let y be 0 and solve for x. I'm going to solve this. So you have x plus 5 equals to root 21. For now, we'll just leave like that. You can use decimals if you want. Okay, but I've got to forget. There's a plus and a minus. It's really important you have that. So your final answer is going to be x equals to root 21 minus 5. That's one of them. And the other one is going to be root 21. Sorry, this should be a negative now. Plus 5. That's it. Oh, sorry, that should be minus 5. Testing you. Good job. That should be minus 5. Guys, voila. Okay. You can leave your answer like this if you want, or some of you convert it to decimal form, which is fine. I have no issues with that. This is how you find x and y intercept. One more, and then I'm going to get you to do some work, and then that will take us all the way to the end of the block.
So if they say find the solution, it's never the intercept?
No. When they say find a solution at equal to 0, and you're solving for x, so just like solving for x. Okay? Try this one. Actually, I'll start off with something easy. Your challenge question is next period, not now. 2x squared minus 8 equals to 0. It's going to say solve. 2x squared minus 8 equals to 0. I'm going to pause. I walked around and a lot of you said, hey, Mr. This is easy. It's plus or minus 2. It is. See, I was actually trying to trick you. I was hoping some of you tried to complete the square. This, you can't complete the square because you're missing an x. This is not standard form. It's in regular form, which is vertex form. So all we're going to do is just move it over. 2x squared equals to 8. X squared equals to 4x. And don't forget, I'll be really mean to you if you forget that plus or minus. One last question. Let's see if you can figure this one out. Good luck. 3/4 x squared plus 6x plus 1 equals to 0. It's going to say solve. Okay. Again, this is the same thing as saying x-intercept. It's the same thing as saying finding 0. I just want to know what value of x will give me y equals to 0. I'll pause it again and let you have. So when I walked around, Jason says, Mr. No, my answer is x equals to, Jason, what's the answer again?
Negative 0.17.
0.17?
Negative
Negatives
7.83.
0.83. I don't know if this is correct yet, but this is what your friends are saying. First of all, I look at this and say, I can't work with this yet because it's in such a form. So let's try to do this. Many methods of doing this. I'm going to show you method 1, and that's the method you're used to working with right now. Method 1. And that's complete the square, CTS. I'm going to show you method 2 later, but for now we're just going to complete the square. So I'm going to factor out 3/4 x squared. Here's where it comes to interesting parts. Plus 1 equals to 0. Hartej, what goes after x squared? Yes, that's what I'm looking for, plus 8x. And I do the exact same thing that I've been teaching you guys. I'm going to just complete the squared, plus 8x plus 16 minus 16 plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, there's no difference. That gives me 3/4 x plus 4 squared. Now, that's, I believe, is going to be negative 11. Yes? Negative 11 equals to 0. Hey guys, gals, once you get up to here, it's just a game of solving it. There's no, something wrong? So now, we're just going to solve for x. So we go x plus 4 squared equals to 11 divided by 3/4. Okay, some of you like to work with decimals, which is fine for now. But I'm just going to leave it as fractions. X plus 4 squared equals to 44/3. Now, if you're punching in your calculator, you should have 44 divided by 3, 14.7 roughly on the right side. And the rest you can easily figure out on your own. X plus 4 squared equals to 14.7. And square root both sides, and you get case 1 and case 2. Okay, no tricks. I'm keeping this very simple. So yeah, x equals to the square root of 14.7. Come on. Plus minus 14.7 minus 4. And that's your answer. And you can easily punch that in your calculator, see what it is. And I believe Jason should be correct. Voila! Your work! That's all we're going to do for today. I'm going to give you some time now, plus some time after the bell goes, to just practice this. And then I'm going to show you another method you can use, which is slightly easier. So guys, gals, this is just good practice. Page 240. We're going to jump a bit. Number 4. Five, 6, 7. But be careful. You're gonna do only A, C, E, dot, dot, dot. I don't want you to do A, B, C, D. I just want to do every other question. The reason why they're all the same. I just want you to get the hang of things, how to do things. If you feel like doing only 3 questions per number, it's fine. Once you get the hang of it, move on. If you're still getting weak, try more questions. I want you to get the hang of things. For now, I want you to practice your drills first. And that's it for today. But for now.